to make watermelon preserves. Step number 1, take your hair and get it out of the way so you do not have hair in your preserves. It feels better anyway. I was sweaty. Step number 2, peel off the just outer layer of skin. Try not to get any of the yummy stuff underneath it, just the skin. This will take me a while, so I'll bring you back when I get done.
You can't always tell from the outside what's inside.
Also cut your pieces of melon into small little chunks, and I'm putting them into a pan.
Served with roads such as Malay. I'm really glad that places like Castle and many others all around Poland are bringing back these old traditions. It's a much lighter taste. I'm sure you love it too. Dessert. I recognize this cake. Makowiec, right? Yes.
Okay, I got it all cut up into chunks, all peeled and cut up into chunks. And for pectin, I'm using, I also peeled and cut up 2 small green unripe apples. You could use 1 large one, but I chose 2 small ones because I didn't have 1 large one. I have a whole bunch of small ones out on our tree. I read that the more unripe it is, the more pectin it has in it, so hopefully that's correct. And I'm going to take some of this and put it in my blender so that I want it a little bit chunky, but I want it not altogether chunky, so that's what I'm going to do next. Okay, this is what it looks like now that it's, see, I've got a few chunks in there, but it's mostly mushed up. So what I'm going to do next is bring this to a simmer and let it boil down until it starts getting kind of thick. Okay, my hubby helped me finish these up. They're in here. It made actually 4.5 pints, but the half pint we decided not to cook because we couldn't get it to stay down. It kept wanting to float to the top. So there's 4 pints in there, and as soon as it starts boiling, we've got the timer set for 15 minutes, and it will boil for 15 minutes. Now you're probably saying, why 15 minutes? When the recipes usually say 10, it's because our elevation is above 1,000 feet, and you add 5 minutes for every 1,000 feet above 1,000 feet. Okay, they did their 15 minutes. Now you're probably wondering why these aren't red. It's because the watermelon itself was a yellow-fleshed watermelon, not a red one. So that is why they're not red. Well, I hope that was helpful for you. I found that they don't look anything like the watermelon preserves that I used to make or that my mom used to make. But that was made out of red watermelon. And I always left it a little bitsy chunks and used real sugar. And that was one thing I left out here, was that we used Splenda instead of real sugar. And that got put in after, well, it boiled for quite a while, simmered and boiled. And then when we took it off of the heat is when we added the Splenda. I think the reasoning behind not boiling it with the Splenda in it is because sometimes Splenda tastes a little different when you cook it. So it helps to keep the regular sugary taste if you add it afterwards. And the fruit is hot enough to melt the Splenda so that it's just fine. So I'm going to taste it a little bit here and make sure it's good, but I'm sure it is. How can it help but be? Well, that's my video on how to preserve watermelon rind. And I didn't boil it down for a whole 2 hours like some of the instructions say, but we were able to boil it a little hotter instead of just simmering. When my husband came in and he helped, he was able to kind of stir it while it boiled more and kind of got the consistency that he thought he would like. So no matter how you use it, no matter how you fix it, it's good. And it's always good to not have any food waste of any kind. I don't have chickens or pigs for my food waste, so it goes in the compost or in the worm bins, so it doesn't go to waste. It gets used either by humans or animals or the garden. Well, I hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm looking at my temperature. It's 104 degrees outside. So I'm staying in the house the rest of the day. And it didn't even, like last night, even at bedtime, it was still 90-ish. So working in the garden has to be done in the morning before it gets hot, because waiting till evening doesn't work, because it doesn't cool off that much until in the middle of the night. And I'm going to get my beauty rest and not get up in the middle of the night and work in the dark. Right? Right. All right. So hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you've hit the notification bell and subscribed, of course. And I will see you on the next video. Until then, may the good Lord richly bless you.